Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Region Angels. We are a show here on WJOB. We're at the Strachan Van Til Studios. Isn't it beautiful?
It's great.
Sure is. This is a show that recognizes awesome things going on in the region. Used to be called Speaking of Charity, and that show started in, I think it was 2018. We did almost 70 shows. And then I changed the format so that we could really kind of broaden the scope and feature not just nonprofits, but also businesses and people, organizations. And so today we are featuring a really fun organization called the Lake County Corndogs. I'm actually wearing my corndog shirt. What do you think?
I love it.
I noticed that this is mustard and not ketchup.
That is correct.
That's a thing, right?
That's definitely a thing.
So it's not okay to have ketchup on a corn dog? I know you're not supposed to have ketchup on a hot dog, but corn dogs either?
Nope. No ketchup on corn dogs.
Okay.
Gotta be mustard.
Okay. All right. Well, so today we're going to talk about the organization, learn more about the people behind it, what it's all about. So let's get started with that. I am Gloria Morris, by the way, and I know these two guys sitting on the couch. I've been working with you for a couple of years, right?
Yes, you have.
It's been fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when did the corn dogs start, Ralph?
This will be our fourth season.
Has it been 4 seasons?
Yeah, this is the beginning of our fourth season.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you know, we're based in Crown Point at Legacy Fields, right across from that magnificent structure called the Hub.
The Great Lakes Sports Hub. Thanks for that plug. I did not pay him to say that. So that's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
But before we talk about that, I'd love to make sure people know who you are and how you even got started in all of this. Are you
Right.
from the region? Tell us all the things.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in the region, born in East Chicago, went to Chicago Roosevelt. Left there, went to college, played some baseball in college, came home when I realized the MLB career was not going to happen, and finished up at IUN, and then got into the criminal justice field because my family was in criminal justice, and I thought that's what I really wanted to do. And after a couple years of that, I realized that wasn't really my passion. I was kind of drawn to it through family and things of that nature, and so I shifted and got into sports and sports marketing and did that for a number of years. Moved on to Indy, came home, got married, and then the recession hit and kind of blew up my sports marketing business. So I wound up.
Wow. I don't think I had that background. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I did, and it was a lot of fun. Did a lot of great things during that period of time and enjoyed it. It was kind of a passion for me, so I was working in my passion. I just loved it, and then wound up transitioning when the recession hit to insurance, and thought I'd be in there just a very short period of time just to be able to pay the bills, and here I am still, 18 years later, still.
You're still doing that?
I'm still doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so working in the insurance industry, and 4 years ago, I'm like, I'm ever going to get back into working into sports and sports marketing, I got to make a decision on what I'm going to do. And there was an opportunity that arose to start this team, and did my due diligence and thought that Crown Point would be an excellent area to have this team with all the growing community and lots of young families, very sports-oriented town. So,
Sure is.
I had a great conversation with the mayor, Uran, and he thought it was a great idea as well. So. And he had a couple stipulations before he would say yes, and I was able to take care of those 3 or 4 things. And once that was done, he gave his nod of approval, and here we are. 4 years later, we're still doing it and having a lot of fun.
So tell me who this guy on the right is.
This guy is the famous Justin Huisman.
Infamous.
Yes. We love Justin.
Right.
Justin has been a big part of our family at the Great Lakes Sports Hub, too. He has done a
That's right.
lot of
I'm
work.
sitting next to 2 people who hold my life in their hands, both of my bosses.
We really appreciate all of your work. I know I drive him crazy. He's happy he doesn't see me because I have a day job. So 'cause every time he sees me, I'm like, oh, Justin, can you do this? Can you do that? So tell us about, how did you connect with this opportunity?
You want me to go there?
You go.
Well, a long story short, I coached at Trinity Christian College for over a decade, and in that time I also helped start a team in Whiting, a summer league team as well, the Northwest Indiana Oilmen, and Don Poppervac was the owner of that. And so in that time, those 3 years we were very successful, did well, but it got to be too much to do it in the summertime on top of my regular coaching job. And so the family just needed a break from that. And so I took a break from that for a while. And out of the blue, this man contacted me. I think Don just kind of referred me to him.
So you did not know each other?
Did not know each other
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
Just asked me to go to breakfast and talk a little bit. And so sitting down at Papa's locally and had a nice meal, and we're talking about everything. And I wasn't sold on getting back into that full year type schedule, but being right down the street from where I live, it was intriguing. I wanted to hear about it. And so when Ralph told me his vision for the team and where he wanted to go in general with the league and possibilities in the future, it sounded kind of exciting, and thought I could help. And so we just agreed to go on this venture together and start another summer league team. And so, yeah, it's been fun.
But make sure people understand what makes you qualified to do this, Justin.
I know baseball a little bit.
Tell us more. Tell us more. I know you're very humble.
I played at Thornwood High School locally in South Holland, Illinois, and then I went to Ole Miss for 3 years and then got drafted by the Rockies as a pitcher. But I played infield all throughout my life until pro ball, and then in pro ball I just pitched. And so I pitched professionally for 8 years with a 1 year cup of coffee with the Royals in 2004. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that certainly makes you qualified, and I didn't want to skip over that fact. So you are the actual general manager of the team, or the coach?
Yeah, I'm the manager, head coach.
Okay. And so when you met at breakfast that day, like how quickly did you hook him?
It took a while.
Made him squirm a little bit.
Yeah,
No.
he threw me a couple nuggets himself from his experience that day as well, and I'm like, he's given me some advice that I could probably use down in the future as well. So kind of conversation went both ways, and I think we connected pretty quickly, and shortly after that, I think it didn't take very long for us to come together and make a decision that we were gonna move forward.
So the Oilmen, and you moved to the Corndogs now. What is this league? For people that don't understand, like I just don't know that everybody understands how things are structured and who these players are. Tell us about what it is. Who do you play? What caliber of player needs to, tries out for the team? How does all that work?
Well, I'll touch on the league, and then Justin can touch on the different types of players that we bring in. But the league this year is going to be the Region Collegiate Baseball League. It's going to be the first year of its existence, and we're starting the league with 4 teams. Of course, the Corndogs will be one team. We have a team here right locally in Hammond called the Little Calumet Beavers, and they'll be playing right down the street here at Riverside Park. And then we have a team based in East Chicago, and they're going to be playing at the legendary Block Stadium. And Block Stadium hasn't hosted a collegiate or professional team for many, many, many years. Maybe in the late 70s, early 80s was the last time that they've had a team like the team that's going in there now to call that field home. So it's going to be a big deal. Because
what's that one called, Ralph?
They're called the Thunder,
okay.
The East Chicago Thunder. So they'll be playing there, and then we have a team in Valpo that'll be playing at Valparaiso High School, and they're post-94 collegiate, and it's actually coached and managed. The team is managed by one of our former players, Ryan Troxel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we've got a great group of coaches that are involved in the league, good ownership groups, and we're very excited of what this year is going to bring for us. So,
just because I'm curious about the business side of this and what it takes to actually start something. You have an ownership group. Like what's involved in actually putting something like this together from a business perspective?
Yeah, there's definitely an initial investment that you have to make into the ball club, and we do have an ownership group. There's 4 other owners: Dave Padilla, Jim Masters, Alex, and Samantha Teodosi are also minority owners. Those 4 are minority owners. I'm the majority owner, and all those folks that I just mentioned have some type of experience in marketing or sports marketing, and I was pretty selective on who I wanted to bring in based on their skill level, and everybody's matched very well and brought their specific talents to the show, and it's been great. And like I said, there's been an initial investment, and then once you do that, you have to go out because you can't really operate this because it's really not a moneymaker. This is more of a community-based organization where you're trying to give back, and if at the end of the day you're trying to pay your bills, and in order to do that, you need the community to buy in, and particularly the business community and the nonprofit community. So businesses come in and say, yeah, we'll sponsor with you so we can provide this type of entertainment in our community. And we've had some great sponsors. University of Chicago Medicine, they came in huge for us. 5 years right off the bat, said, we're new to the community, you're new to the community, let's work together. And
That's fantastic.
They were huge. Without them, it would have been very difficult to really get this thing off the ground at the level that we've been able to do.
So they're like the main
sponsor.
sponsor.
They're our main sponsor. And like I said, they've been instrumental in us having the success that we've had because they were able to provide some funding to allow us to do some things that if we didn't have that funding, there's only so much you can do.
Right, right. Because there's a lot of expenses.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And, others are Purdue Federal Credit Union is one. There's a number of them. Strack and Van Til, I don't want to keep going because I'll miss some, but there's...
Well, I'll direct everybody just to cover you.
Exactly.
Well, so we've got corndogsbaseball.com.
That's correct.
Is the main website. All of the sponsors. It's a beautiful website, by the way. It's very vibrant. It's got the lineup.
Yeah.
It's got the schedules. The sponsors are listed there.
Yep.
So, okay. Now, I see Coach here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the commissioner, Dave
That's
Sikowski.
Dave Sikowski, the new commissioner. That's fantastic. All right. So we've got an event coming up.
We do.
Talk to us about that, and where's that going to be?
That is going to be at the
Great Lake
Sports Hub. I always call it the hub, but Great Lake Sports Hub.
Great Lake Sports Hub. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's as you know, it's a beautiful facility with so many offerings, and it's going to be a lot of fun for the families. And we're going to have all the players, not all the players. We're going to have some players, all of the coaches. We're going to have media there. We're going to have WJLB and other media outlets. They're covering the event.
Great.
I think we're going to have go-karts. We're going to have
Are we going to have go-karts, Justin?
Are we gonna?
I think
everything
we're
going to be okay?
trying to have that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's that other thing that you love to work on that we're having?
Oh, batting cages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, just a little bit more on that. Justin, tell everybody what you do.
Well,
What's your day job?
My day job is at Great Lake Sports Hub, basically just taking care of the entire property.
Yes.
Outdoor, indoor, anything that I can fix or help, landscaping, you name it. I mean, it's just try to beautify the place as much as possible and fix anything I can fix and just be of aid anywhere I can. And I do some lessons out of there as well, but not full-time or anything. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do know those batting cages. We have outdoor batting cages there. And those, when we bought the property, I think it was 17 years old when we purchased it. So it needed so much work.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, and I've told other people this, when my husband, Bobby Morris, told me that was the property we were going to land on, because he'd been looking for a number of years, I was like, oh, no. That's
Right.
not going to be good.
Yeah.
No, it's run down because it was abandoned, but it was closed for multiple years.
fairly abandoned for a couple of years.
Yeah. There was nobody occupying it, so it needed to be completely gutted and changed in the parking lot and all of that. And Justin, I'm really grateful that somebody signed up to do the work that you did, because how many times do you think you painted the place before it actually went under construction?
Inside painted twice. Yeah. The entire outside. Yeah.
Yes.
And weeded the entire property up to my chest with weeds and
Yeah.
power
And
washed
now
the
it's
entire
beautiful,
property.
thanks to you.
It took a lot of work, but
thanks to you.
it was my own fault. I proposed it.
Yes,
So-
you did. So the event is going to be on site at the Great Lake Sports Hub, and we have outdoor batting cages. We do have a go-kart track that we don't normally open, by the way. It's for private use only, because it just doesn't really go with our day-to-day operations. But we're really excited. And what other stuff do we have lined up for the Fan Fest? It's called the Region Collegiate Fan Fest baseball event.
Yep, and we're gonna have a DJ
Okay.
And then we'll have food and drink, and we'll have Off Square Brewing there,
Yep.
offering some of their beverages. We're also going to have, I think, the pitching machines where those folks that think they can throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, they'll be able to record it and see how fast they can actually throw that ball. And so there'll be a lot of different activities going on. We're going to be doing some interviewing with the media that's going to be there. So it's just going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great venue for us to be able to show off what we're trying to do this year, and then also to showcase your venue.
Yeah.
And all the offerings that you have there.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the opportunity. I know we've been kind of sponsoring partnerships, and my husband Bobby has been working with you for a while. And
yeah, he's the director of scouting and player development for us, so he's been doing a great job for us.
Finding the athletes. So let's switch to that. And by the way, just to cover off that event, it's May 15th. It's free.
It is free.
There will be, stuff on site, like you'll be able to buy drinks there too, but there will be some samples from Off Square. There'll be food. So yeah, come on out. Do they have to register or anything?
They don't
Just
have to register.
show up.
Show
5
up.
o'clock on the 15th. It's
Yeah.
going to be a really good time. So what does it take to be a Lake County Corndog? And before we go there, where does the name come from? How did it all come to be with the Corndogs? By the way, for everybody to see my shirt, this is the mustard that goes on the corn dog, just to get a better close-up. So,
Yeah, so we had a name the team contest the very first year before we, threw out our first pitch. We had a name the team contest, and we wound up receiving, I think thousands of 3,000 or 4,000 different name suggestions from
oh my gosh,
300 or 400 people, some with multiple names.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
There was several thousand names that came up, and there was about 5 names that really stood out to us, and Corndogs being one, and there was 4 or 5 others. So we condensed it down to 5, and then we wound up having a final vote. And the reason I think that it was the one person that won, because what happened was whoever won the contest also becomes a lifetime season ticket holder.
Oh.
So we have, our fans there that are now lifetime ticket holders. And what was unique about their submission was they said, if you think about Crown Point, back in the day, it was nothing but cornfields. Okay? And now everything's being developed, and Crown Point athletics is huge, and now it's the dogs. You see dogs everywhere.
Right.
So if you bring the
Crown
old
Point Bulldogs.
the bulldogs,
Yeah.
it's what they for short they're the dogs. So if you bring the old with the new, corn and the dogs, you get a corn dog. So we're like,
It's pretty darn good.
I love exactly.
Who doesn't love a good corn dog?
I like that.
With mustard, no
Yeah.
ketchup.
And then it's the hub of
Yeah.
the county. So you
Yeah.
have your Lake County Fair where you get your corn dog. So we just thought it would be a great name, and at first, if you follow sports, particularly minor league sports, the crazier the name, the better. And it sells
Yes.
more merch. It's just that simple. If our name was the Generals, how many T-shirts or anything, nobody's going to buy that.
Yeah.
But something crazy off the wall, people buy that left and right. We have people.
Yep. I bought this. Yeah.
So we have people that purchase, our merch from out of state and things of that nature.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so it's becomes a fun thing. So and at first it was 50% of the people loved it, and 50% of the people hated it, and but then as they saw the brand developing, they're like, "This is cool." And then Cornelius showed up. And
Yes,
then
I was going to
that
ask
was it.
about Cornelius.
Yeah, then it really put the icing on the cake. Then everybody got it, and
Yeah.
now
It just works.
it works now.
Yeah, and I love the logo. It's great.
Yeah.
Cornelius is great. He's
Yeah.
the corn dog that goes walking around. The kids love him. You guys have a really good time at the game. So
Right.
let's get back to that. Let's not forget about that. But going back to the serious part, these are serious baseball players that are college players, right?
Yeah, collegiate. We did have a stint where we had a few post-grads who were trying to go pro, or maybe had a little bit of pro time and just wanted to keep playing while they're trying to go back. But this year with the Region Collegiate League, we're going strictly collegiate. So high school graduates, And then if you're graduating college, you can still play that summer as well. So it's collegiate committed players. And it's really similar to what I did out of college. After my freshman year, I played in the Northwoods League in Minnesota. And then after my sophomore year, I played in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Both were highly touted leagues and are still going today and do well. And so when Ralph proposed what he was proposing, that was something I could offer him is just a little bit of experience with those leagues, player experience, what players like, what they don't like. So he'll ask me questions from time to time with scheduling or different things, and just really try to perfect something that is great for the fans, but also for the players as well. Because if you give the players a place that's fun, but also a good experience and helps them get better, which is the goal, right?
Yeah.
Then they're going to want to come back, and they're going to want other players to come too. And so right now we're still mainly local with our players, but in Northwoods I stayed with the host family and in Cape Cod as well. So eventually down the road, if we grow the league, which is the plan, it could grow into something that's more all Midwest or beyond.
From beyond.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in being a host family, what does that entail?
Yes, we do have a couple players that are out of state this year, and we're still searching for a host family. So basically, if you do host them, they basically become a part of your family. They're the big brother to the kids in the home, or if you're an older couple and all your kids are gone and you'd like to have another kid for a couple months
for you.
Yeah. We have one, and they become part of the family, and we just ask just if they can have their own bedroom and a place to shower and clean up every night, and if you'd like to give them one meal a day, that would be awesome if it's not mandatory, and if anybody was able to do that for us, then we would offer season tickets, merchandise, and things of that nature, and try to make it memorable for the family as well, and do anything we can to make it a good experience for them.
Awesome. So, now I'm looking at the schedule, and I just know this from being around it for the last 4 years, seeing you guys just working your rear ends off. I mean, it's an intense schedule. So talk to us about that. When's the first game? How often are the games? How many games do they play? How many people on the roster? Just give us all the details, Justin.
Well, the first game's May 28th, and we try to finish up no later than August 1st, and that's intentional. Not to start too early, not to end too late, and that's for the players more than anything. Because like I said, I have positive, negative experiences in where I've been where sometimes you start too early and too late, and the players are just burnt out.
Right.
Because they're coming off a spring season. Some of them will be late to the season because if they, God willing, their teams go far in their postseasons, then they'll show up a little late. And then also I've had leagues that go just too late into mid-August, and so you have no break before you go back to fall ball. And so these guys, you combine all of that, they have no break for over a year.
Yeah,
and it's really taxing.
Yeah.
But we also don't want to play too many games, even in that couple of month time period, so that they have days off, because I've also played where you have almost no days off, like a pro schedule. And then Cape Cod was a place where they were intentional about the players not getting burnt out. So you always had a day off or two a week at least, and played low 40s games, and it was perfect. You were able to get what you wanted out of the summertime, but not be injured or just drained.
Right.
And so I think the model we have now is really nice. It does seem like a lot, but for baseball players, it's normal.
Yeah.
They're used to it. And baseball is just a sport where you can't just play once or twice a week, like maybe basketball or football or soccer, because of the physicality of those sports. Baseball is a sport there. If you take one day off, when you come back, you feel a little bit rusty.
Wow.
And so it is a sport that you need to do all the time and be a perfectionist at it, just to be average. And so it's what they want, it's what the players want. And if we didn't do that, they probably wouldn't want to come.
Yeah, yeah. Any standout players that you want to mention that might be coming on board, or anybody that's somebody that we really should watch? Or is that unfair to say? We don't want to point out anybody.
He knows a lot of the newer players. So
Yeah.
that this guy knows the area very, very well.
Yeah.
And so does Bobby, your husband. And so that's what's really fun. For me, like getting to know the players on a personal level and the returning players is a main part of my job, is to try to get them to come back.
Right.
And care about them on a personal level. So I can speak to most of the returners if you want to speak about the new guys.
Yeah, go ahead, speak on them.
Yeah, I mean, we got guys Jake Thomas has been just a steady Eddie. He's been back for the fourth season.
He's got quite the personality,
Quite
too,
the
doesn't
personality. A great guy.
Yeah. It's funny because having been with Bobby for so long, these kids, like I've known them since they were just tiny, little
Yeah.
They were so young, and now they're men, and they're just hilarious. Like he stands out as somebody he just cracks me up. But so
for sure.
Really, really good kids. Okay, so
hard to call out everybody,
Yeah.
but PNW has been a great filter for us.
Yes.
And so we got a handful of guys that have played with us a few years there that are having good seasons. So it'd be exciting for those guys to come back.
Yeah.
And South Suburban College has also been great. Kyle Hallberg was our assistant coach for the first 3 years, and so good relationship with them and Steve Ruzich over there. But Matt Santana has caught for us a couple of years.
Yeah.
He's from the area. A lot of people know him as well, and so it's a lot of fun, and that's a big reason why we've been so successful winning the first 3 seasons.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
And we have a couple of the newcomers, just to name a couple. The Lake Central, going to be Lake Central grads, are actually having their senior year now, and both are performing at a very, very high level. Drew Castiba and Ryder Fernandez.
Yeah.
So they're very good ball players, so we're looking forward to having them on the diamond with us, and there's several others. So
yeah, awesome.
Yep.
So real quick on the sponsors, if a business wants to get involved, Ralph, advertising, how can people help?
Yeah, so if you're interested in getting involved and helping and coming together with a partnership, you can reach out to me personally at Ralph@corndogsbaseball.com, or I can even give my cell phone number out because everyone has my cell phone. It's 219, and it's very easy, 219-381-6000.
How'd you score that?
My wife scored it many, many years ago. I don't know how she did it. When we moved back from Indianapolis to Northwest Indiana, she had that Indian number, and she says, you have to get a local number. And I'm like, I just love my number. And then she's like, let me go. So she did some research, and she says, I got this number for you. I said, I'll switch.
Yeah, that's
I said,
great.
I love
that's
that
great.
number. So.
This is the small things. You got to celebrate. That's great. Okay, so they can contact you. And then obviously, again, the website is corndogsbaseball.com. You can get all the information there. You're all over social media. Got to give a shout out to the social media. You guys really do a good job. Yeah. It feels like the community is just rallying behind everything, and that's a big part of it. So
Well, what's exciting too is as many fans as we've been getting, I still run into people every day that are like, I want to come to a game. I haven't come yet, and I really want to. So that just goes to show there's even room for growth.
Okay, so let me speak on that for a second. One of my pet peeves as a business owner, I've had a business for 10 years in Chicago, and next year we're going to be closing. So it's a big deal. I'll probably have to do a show on that. It's tough. And I can't tell you how many times, even in the last year, somebody said, oh, I've been meaning to do that. Well, we're closing now. It's been 10 years. So you have to act, because if you don't show up, you don't know how long an organization can sustain, right? You've got to go in and support businesses now, support organizations now. Don't wait. Just go for crying out loud.
It's tough for us. It was only 2-month season, so it's like the summer goes by fast.
Now, let me be the bad guy and say, just buy the tickets. Just go, because it is truly a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Another shout out I want to give, we mentioned Off Square Brewing briefly, but they have a custom beer that they've made for the Corndogs.
Yes, they
do. The Golden Batter.
Yes, they do.
I mean, these guys have done it right. They're doing all the things. They've got the merch. They've got the beer. They've got games going. I don't know, do we ever have like a Savannah Bananas vibe in our future where these players are going to be doing dances or anything? Justin, I can totally see you leading the choreography for this.
Yeah. Well, Savannah Bananas. All right. Yeah, they have fun.
I mean, really.
I think one of my former coaches is actually a coach of one of those teams now.
Are you serious?
It's amazing. Yeah. It is amazing. And you know what? It's that energy really does spill over. So, no, we're not the Savannah Bananas yet, but the vibe is so much fun when you're there. There's a lot going on. There's games. Yep. People go out on the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an experience.
It is. And, we're trying to team up with a lot of nonprofits too. We have opportunities for individuals, if they're trying to raise money for their organizations, so they can come out as a group, and we have a certain package we could put together where half the half the proceeds of your ticket purchase go right back to the organization.
That's good to know.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. Yeah. And
okay.
Yeah, and then we have the 50-50 that goes 100% to that organization. Then we allow them to solicit during the game if they want to have a booth and have other silent auction items or anything like that. So we've had a number of organizations that have taken, have done that. And then I was on the way, I had to go out to Crown Point this morning because I had to meet the Solon Robinson PTO member because they're having their year-end celebration with us this year. So they're going to have
Nice.
300 to 400 people at our game on May 29th, just from Solon Robinson to celebrate the school year. So with all the kids and their families and parents and things of that nature. So if there's any organizations that want to come out and have a great time at the ballpark, we could put a great package together. And
I've got one in mind.
Okay.
Can I tell you right now?
Sure.
So I'm a board member on the Legacy Foundation, and there's this huge campaign that we've been raising money all year, and we're so close to meeting the 100% of the goal. It is for the Lake County Forever campaign.
Okay.
And there's a big match component. So if the Legacy Foundation raises a certain amount of money, and it's close to $2 million, they get matched 2 to 1 by the Lilly Foundation.
Wow.
Nice.
So we've made it, I think we're less than $100,000 from the 100% of the goal. So I would love, Kelly Ano, if you're listening, she's the CEO.
Okay.
We should do this.
Yeah.
We should do this. So we could just bring everybody out. Then you guys give a percent back to the organization.
Yeah, the way we do it is we put together a $10 ticket. Our tickets aren't usually $10; they're less than $10. But for this particular program, we put a $10 ticket.
Okay.
And then the organization will buy the ticket from us for $5. So every ticket they sell, they sell it for 10.
I see.
So they wind up getting $5 for every ticket they sell, and then when they get to the ballpark, we'll do the 50-50 and anything else they want to do to fundraise right on site. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make sure she watches this video because that's great. And really, this show is it really started with helping nonprofits. So it's a great message for all the nonprofits, all of the 60 some that we've had. Like, this is a great opportunity for everyone, and it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to
It
have
is fun. And I will speak from not personal experience, but just observing, the Golden Batter beer works.
It's a very cool design. Who designed that?
Marco.
Marco. He's legit.
Oh yeah,
I have to say.
He does a good job.
Yeah.
He does a real good job. He's very creative.
Yeah.
Works very hard for us. Does a good job.
So any other last things you want to make sure everybody knows about the Lake County Corndogs before we wrap up?
Got anything?
No, I'll just say, as you touched on, a lot of these players. I mean, so right now we are very local with these players.
Yes.
And so these kids probably have heard of a lot of them growing up. They play travel ball in the area. And so it's a lot of fun seeing these kids come up to the players like they're heroes and want their autographs.
So
and the
many
players
of
do
them,
a great job talking to them and conversing with them, having fun with them. And then Ralph does a great job with them, too, after the game, the running bases and when we win, which is usually the case. And hopefully we'll keep that going.
Okay.
But, yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and the kids have a great time. My daughters love coming. They're not huge baseball fans, even though I coach it, but they love coming to the games.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, fantastic. Congratulations on all your winning seasons, on the whole thing. It's been fun to watch. I love it. And I've got a tickle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. What else can we tell them, Ralph?
We can tell them that our season begins May 28th against the what team is that we play?
Beecher, right?
The Beecher Muskies, at 7 p.m. At Legacy Fields, and we're expecting a nice crowd. So if you're available on May 28th at 7 p.m., come on out. It'll be a good time, and maybe we have Gloria can fly a drone over.
Oh no! Don't bring that up. Do not bring that up. Oh my God!
No more Gloria suspended games.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
I
Sorry,
think
you guys
Jake was
got
on the
me
mound.
so-
Thomas
was
might have
he
been on the
really?
mound when you did that.
That was so stressful. I was trying to do a good thing.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, that's a story for another time for sure. So yeah, I don't know what happened. You guys got me all choked up. I'm so excited about the corn dogs. I couldn't breathe for a minute. All right. Well, you have been watching the Region Angels. Thank you guys so much. It was
Thanks
super
for having
fun.
us. Thanks for having
I'm
us.
stoked to get to the game May 28th. May 15th is the event at the Hub. Come and see us. I can't talk anymore. So until next time, it's been a great show, and we will see you back next Friday. Have a great weekend.